Hey there, sisterhood. April here, and I'm so excited to launch you into the universe of What's Her Superpower. Superpowers, sisterhood, secrets revealed. What's Her Superpower explodes onto the scene, alternating between real talk solo episodes and electrifying guest interviews. Hi there. Today we're going to talk about empowering women, creating multiple streams of income for financial freedom. Welcome to What's Her Superpower? I am your host, April Childers, and March is all about financial independence. So if you haven't heard my first episode in March, then go back, look at it. It's all about financial wellness. And we talk through a bunch of stuff about, your financial wellness. But today you might be thinking, well, you know what? All that's great information, but how do I make more money? I don't know how to do that. I've got a job. I don't have any more hours in the day. I've got a family to take care of, or I want a life, and I just can't. There's not enough time to do more stuff. That's what we're going to talk about today. So I'm so glad you joined us. Like I said, we're going to talk about the multiple streams of income. And I think really especially during the pandemic, I think a lot of people realize that having a job is just not enough anymore, because the problem with a job, journey of the broke, in case you didn't know that, the problem with a job is that if you don't show up, you don't get paid for the most part. There are some jobs that have sick leave and everything else, but if it is something major, then you're just not. There's only so much sick leave. There's only so much regular leave. Even when I was in the military, if I didn't show up, if I was so sick that I didn't show up, I still had to go to medical and get a note saying that I was that sick. It's kind of like being back in school. You got to have a note. So I got paid for it, but I couldn't just call in and say, oh, I just don't feel like coming in today. Didn't work that way. So what do you do what kind of multiple streams of income are there out there? I know y'all have all seen, if you're like me, I'm a TikTok junkie. I'll admit it. But it just, you can go through that rabbit hole, but now there's so many advertisements, like every other one is how to make money quick, how to do this, how to do that. And, some of them are legitimate. I'll give you that. Some of them are legitimate. I haven't looked into all of them, so I can't tell you which ones, but some are legitimate. Just be careful when you're doing something like that. There's so much good information for free. Nowadays, you can Google just about anything, and there's YouTubes for just about everything. So if it's something you're interested in, spend a little time researching instead of just hitting the easy button and hoping that the person that is selling you something knows what they're doing. Because a lot of times they're working from theory, they're not actually working from experience. So make sure that person, have you really built a six-figure business from what you're telling me can be done? And a lot of times, if they're honest, they might say, no, but I'm working toward that. Okay, well, call me back when you get there. I'm just saying. All right, so we're going to talk about, first of all, we're going to identify our skills and our talents. What do you have to offer the world? And the hard part about this is that normally we don't know what we have to offer the world. Sometimes you have an obvious talent, like my oldest granddaughter is such a talented artist. She doesn't, she did it during school. Now I think she still kind of plays with it as a hobby, but that is a skill and a talent. Some of you are musically inclined. Maybe you write music, maybe you perform, but performing still, you're still trading time for money. So, but it is a skill. But if you don't know what your skills and talents are, ask your people around you, ask your friends. Don't ask that friend. We all have that friend. Don't ask that friend, but ask like your supportive friends of your family. especially people that have that entrepreneur spirit where they're out doing something. They have discovered their skill or they have developed a skill. Ask those people, and think about it. What do people come to you for? What do they ask you advice for? What's something that you could talk about at a party for, hours that people are trying to get away from you because they are tired of talking about it, but you're still going strong? Look at that kind of stuff, because we all have a skill or a talent. We can't just always come up with it on our own. So sometimes we need, friends to help us with that. All right. So look at freelancing or side hustles. Sometimes those are good, depending on maybe you're a great writer. You can get freelance jobs of writing. You can, if you're good at design, you can get on like Fiverr or something and, do your design for people. There's so many things out there that you can use your skills for freelancing or side hustle. A side hustle could be something like maybe you're a course creator. Maybe you are, like I said, a designer or something like that. It just kind of depends. Graphic design, virtual assistant, maybe you're just one of those organized people that can, get things done. And you could be a virtual assistant or a tutor. I know I've got a friend that she used to teach English to, I think it was Chinese students. And she did that, and she did it on the internet. Maybe it's crafting. Maybe that is you're good at crafting. So that would be a good side gig for you. And take your time with this, because you don't want to come up with something that you're good at, but you just hate. Don't do that, because that's really going to hold you back, and you're not going to put the time and effort that it's going to take to really, you might enjoy the money, but that doesn't mean that you're going to be happy doing it. And you know what? Life's too short. You already have a job that you don't like. So why start a side hustle that you don't like? That's kind of silly. I'm just saying. Okay. Entrepreneurship and small business ventures. I love this. I think that, I won't say all women, but I think that as women, we are definitely, we have talents in business because we think differently than men. We're nurturers. We want to help people improve. And I'm not saying this about everybody, because trust me, I know. I told y'all I was in the military for 20 years. There are some women that do not need to be an entrepreneur. But look at that and really play with some ideas. And you know what? If you can't really think of anything on your own, talk to your friends. Look at ChatGPT or some kind of AI program. And I know a lot of y'all are anti-AI, but stick with me here. It's great for brainstorming ideas, because sometimes we don't have people around us that think outside the box. So they are not going to help us with our brainstorming ideas. But you know what? ChatGPT or some type of AI, whatever you decide you want to use, doesn't have preconceived ideas of who we are and what we can do. So it's very helpful when it comes to generating ideas. So take that. Maybe you're a writer. Have you always wanted to write a book? That could be a very good, or maybe you're good at something. You may not want to do it, but you could teach people to do it. You just have to be a little further ahead than the people that are going to take your course. You don't have to be an expert. You don't have to have a MBA, a doctorate. You don't have to have all that. I don't have all that. But you know what? I have a passion, and I have a lot of life experience, that that I know I can help other people with their life experiences and maybe save them a little drama along the way. So look at that. Do some market research, make sure that your idea is needed. And I will tell you that some people are going to tell you, oh, you need to do all this, and you need to have all this stuff ready, and especially if you're doing digital products. But sometimes, especially if you're doing maybe coaching or you're trying to train people, things like that, sometimes it's better to start working with clients, maybe at a lower price, and learn your skill and develop your courses as you go. So that way you're actually, because you have the knowledge, so you're not cheating people when it comes to like, I don't have the knowledge. Of course you do. But what you're doing is you're tailoring what you're doing to the people that you're attracting. Because it doesn't do me any good to have this nice, shiny course that I create that I didn't talk to anybody. I didn't find out what they want. I didn't do any market research. This is what I think they need. But if it's not what they need, then I'm shortchanging. I'm doing them a disservice. So as long as I know how I want to get started, then I can use their feedback to create the course that suits their needs. Does that make sense? I hope so. Drop me some comments. Tell me if that makes sense. If you've developed products like that, found out that that's not really what your ideal clients needed. So, oh goodness, I got a scratchy throat today. Okay, sorry about that. All right, passive income opportunities. Sometimes it takes money to make money. I know y'all have all heard that, but that's not always the case. But with this, yeah, it's kind of the case. So some of your passive income can be, and when I say passive, that's like passive-ish. So rental income. I've had rentals. And I will tell you firsthand that if you want to get into rental property, get yourself a good property manager. Okay, that is my advice to you. I know there's a lot of people out there that manage their own properties. I will never be one of those people. Okay, not going to happen. So take that and do with it what you may, because some people love that. They love getting called at 1:00 in the morning because somebody's toilet is stopped up and is overflowing. I'm not that girl. So, but it is a good passive income stream. Dividends from investments takes money to make money, but it is something that is possible out there. And it's a little more stable, I would say, than rental income, because you don't have the tenant side of the house to deal with. Royalties from creative work. Hey, maybe you're a songwriter and you go out and you sell your songs and you're getting royalties from that. I was listening to something earlier and they were talking about audiobooks. So you can actually, when you get somebody to do the audiobook for you, say if you're the writer and you get somebody, if you don't want to pay them up front, you can pay them royalties. So, as the person doing the book, that's something that maybe you can do and get the royalties from that. And I'm sure there's a lot of other things. And drop me some comments if y'all think of stuff, or things like, oh, you could do this and get royalties, or you can do this. I love hearing y'all's ideas. Let's see, what else? Affiliate marketing. And you can do this in a lot of ways. And some of it's nickel and dimes. Some of it's big money. If you've got maybe friends that do courses or something, or have businesses, and they have an affiliate program. Anybody you do business with, if it's maybe a software that you use for your business, look and see if they have an affiliate program. Amazon has an affiliate program, and they've got several different programs. You have to look and see what their requirements are and what they call it. They don't always call it an affiliate program. But one of the things that I love is, these things that you save money on gas. Like I use Get Upside, and I can refer friends. And if they sign up, I get so much from what they do. That's kind of an affiliate program. Um, oh, what's the other one? Wait, we'll say I was going to say I was going to think of it, but I'm just pulling it up. Fetch. That is something I haven't been using for a long time, but I save these things. So Ibotta. I love that, and I have like saved money and this and that, and I've cashed it in for like airplane, like a gift card for Southwest. And so, yeah, it's definitely worth a little, whether you're scanning the coupons or scanning the receipt, or you're having to get on and look for things before you buy them. It takes a little time, but you know what? It's money that you weren't going to have otherwise. Will it get you rich? I guess maybe. I don't know. That's one of those, that's a disclaimer. I'm not sure. Maybe some people could get rich from that. Investing for income. This is one of those, takes money to make money. So, let's see, stocks, bonds, real estate, mutual funds. But if you don't know anything about educating, be careful playing the stock market, because what goes up must come down. It does it every so often. You have to be prepared for that. But if you don't know, then hire somebody that does. Make sure you get a reputable company. And we talked about a little about this on the last training, but make sure you get a reputable company. If it sounds too good to be true, it's not. Buyer beware. There's companies out there, they advertise all the time. They're fiduciaries. They only make money when you make money, because there's a lot of companies out there that you see all the time and you think, well, they've got to be reputable because they're everywhere advertising, but they sell you commission-based products and things like that. And you just have to be careful. Online platforms and digital products. Talked a little bit about this, but depending on what you do with your digital products, there's Etsy, there's Teachable, there's Shopify, there's all kinds of things like that. So depending on what you do, it's so easy to do digital products nowadays. You've got Canva. There's another one that is very similar to Canva, but you can make digital products and just put them out there with a little advertising and sell them. You can do ebooks, you can do Amazon KDP, where you can put books out there. And nowadays, it's books that you really don't even have to write. There's ghostwriters. There are virtual assistants overseas that will write books for you. There's online companies that will write books for you, and you just publish them under your name. I'm just saying, those are books that are out there that can be making you money while you're doing other things. Collaborations and partnerships. I love connecting people. I love working with other people where we can promote each other. If maybe they're having a launch of a product, you can promote theirs, they can promote yours. You can do things together, maybe workshops or retreats. I was talking to a friend of mine this morning. We were talking about doing a retreat for female veterans. So exciting. I told her, I said, you get me wound up about this. You're going to have to help me. So there's so much, there's so many possibilities for collaborations and partnerships. And that will sometimes open up new markets for you, expand your reach, sharing your resources. So you're not reinventing the wheel. You're working with somebody, and it's lots of fun, where you're supporting other women. Financial planning, goal setting. Don't go through all this and not have a goal. What is your goal? What's the outcome that you're shooting for? Because if you don't know what your goal is, how are you going to know if you reach it? Okay. And it's not necessarily a 50-year goal. Maybe because we have to celebrate our wins along the way. And we've talked a lot about this with goal setting and things. You want to set up milestones. Okay, in 6 months, where do I want to be? In a year, where do I want to be? In 5 years. And you set those milestones up and you celebrate those milestones. Don't wait till you're dead for other people to celebrate your success. Enjoy it while you're doing it. Overcoming challenges. None of this is easy. Okay. So if you thought it was, then you might as well turn me off now, because I will never tell you that, I hate to say never. I will probably most likely not ever tell you that something, especially when it comes to money. Money is not easy. Okay. So the life that we want, the life of our dreams, the life that we couldn't possibly have pictured for ourselves is not going to accidentally happen. It's not. I don't care what people tell you. It doesn't work that way. So what you have to do is you have to decide, you have to make a conscious decision, take control of your life, and decide what you want from it. And that includes especially your money, your finances. Are you happy working a 9 to 5 or whatever hours you work job? Where you get an hourly wage, or you might get a salary. And if you really calculated that salary down to how many hours you work, you're really making less than minimum wage. Are you happy with that? If you are, great. I am happy for you. If you are not, and you know that you are made for more, there are so many avenues out there, and a lot more has opened up since COVID, because so many people realized they thought they had stable jobs. They thought this company's been around for 100 years. Of course, it's not going anywhere. How many of those companies shut down? How many of those companies said, you know what, you have to go home and we can't afford to pay you because we are trying to save our company. And our company is more important than paying your salary. So if you were affected by that, drop me some comments. Or maybe you were in the food service or the customer service industry. It's not the one I'm thinking about. The like hotels, restaurants, things like that. I worked those kind of jobs for years before I went in the Navy. And thankfully, I wasn't in that situation when COVID came, but a lot of people were. They lost jobs. They had no income. I don't know how they survived. But if that was you, please drop me some comments. I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear your story. Maybe you can come on the podcast and share your story of survival through that. But a lot of people realized during that they have to take care of themselves, and they got very creative. They, started working from home. They started maybe having a membership area where they were teaching people to cook or to play music or something. There's so many possibilities out there. And that's what I want to leave you with today. I want you to look at, what skills do you have? What talents do you have? Because I know that you have some. If you don't know what they are, please ask those trusted people in your life what they are. What am I good at? What do you come to me for instead of going to anybody else that you know? And take that talent and that skill and figure out what you can do with it. Because the bottom line is, you can either work for someone else the rest of your life, or you can take a chance on yourself and do something outside the box, because there is no growth in our comfort zone. So if you're sitting there very comfortable, I'm happy for you if that's what you want. But if you know in your heart of hearts that you were made for more, then don't hold yourself back, because I believe that you can do anything that you want to do. And if that is stepping out of that box that someone else put you in, you go, girl. You step out of that box. You tear that box up. And you make the life that you deserve for yourself, for your future self, for your future family, if that's in the cards, whatever that looks like for you. So, yeah, that was a hijacked conversation, but I hope you got something out of today. If you learned something, if you feel like you're going to go out and conquer the world, then you know what? Share this podcast with somebody else that you care about. Tell her, you know what? I know what your superpower is. What is mine? Tell me what mine is, because you have a superpower. So don't forget to subscribe and like and share this podcast with somebody that, you know, you are, that you care about and that you want to see them succeed, because we all have those women in our life and we all need to be supporting each other. I think that's it. Let's see. Let me look at my notes real quick. See, I'm not very good at this podcasting stuff, because I'm supposed to like tell you to subscribe and like and then leave. Yeah. All right. I think that's it. I covered everything. So don't forget to subscribe and like and share. Love y'all. Be blessed. And I will see you next time. Bye. Forget unicorns. Unlock your true potential with actionable tips, inspiring stories, and a whole lot of laughs. Join the mission. Subscribe now. Find your own What's Her Superpower. Join the mission.